Hello, I'm Dr. Seth E, and in the second video of a short little video series on APA referencing, we are going to cover a little bit of the nitty-gritty of APA referencing style. And so this video will focus on APA in-text citations and how do you do an APA direct quote. Other videos after this, I'll do reference list as well as common APA errors. Definitely encourage you to check out this free resource. You've probably heard of the Purdue Owl. Well, did you know what it stands for? Online Writing Lab. There's the website. You can buy the book, but also you can check out the website as well with more information on how to do APA referencing. There's the book. Let's talk about in-text citations. So defending what you are stating with sources, with evidence. So if you are paraphrasing some information from a source that has one author, you cite it every time, and you can start a sentence with this as the author's last name and the year of the publication, and so you can say Walker, noted that and fill in the blank, or you can provide some information and defend it with the Walker citation. So that's with one author. Here's Jones, 1998. APA style is a difficult citation format for first-time learners. All right, there's an example, another example where you have the citation at the end of the sentence. Don't forget the comma there in between the author's last name and the year of publication. Two authors. If you're using the author's name, last names in the middle of the sentence or at the beginning of the sentence, wherever, you use A and D. If you're using it at the end of the sentence to defend what has been stated, what's been listed, then you use the and sign, ampersand there. So here's some examples. Mid-sentence, A and D. This is for two authors. At the end of the sentence, the and sign with the year of publication. Three or more authors. This is something new with the 7th edition of the APA manual. From the beginning, you do the first author's last name and then et al. Notice there is a period after the all and not the et, and there's the year of publication. Other way to do it is like this. Notice the comma, year of publication. What does et al. Stand for? It is Latin. It means all others. If you are using a organization name that maybe put out a report, such as the American College of Sports Medicine, mid-sentence, you spell it out the entire way. You can use the acronym in the sentence, comma, the year. If it's at the end of a sentence, you might put in brackets the acronym, and then in all subsequent citations, you can use the acronym. But the very first time that you use that you cite it, spell it completely out, then you can use the acronym afterward. How often should you cite the same source? Pretty much if it's obvious that you're still discussing the same source, you need to list it the first time. So let's say you have a paragraph about a research study. Well, if you first talk about the participants and then the methods, for every sentence you don't have to cite Smith 1999. You can cite at the beginning, but if you're moving and talking about one source and then you move to a different source and then you come back to that first source, you need to cite it every time if it's not clear that you're still discussing the same source. If you are citing two different sources to really increase the evidence that you're providing, at the end of a sentence, you have the semicolon here separating out the two sources. Notice This is done the same way it would be listed in an APA reference list, by alphabetical order of the first author's last name. So Carter C comes before S in the alphabet. Anytime that you are given statistics or you're providing facts, you should have a citation, okay? Unless you use some type of phrase where it says, that leaves the door open, then you might not have a citation. But definitely for any types of statistics or facts or arguable point, you should have an APA in-text citation. And then every in-text citation that you have in the body of your work, whether it's a discussion assignment, a presentation, that needs to be the entire APA reference list should be at the end in your reference list there. So if you use direct quotes and they are less than 40 words, anytime, no matter what, you need to have a page number, okay? You use quotation marks, and then afterward you put P for page, period, and then the page number, okay? So that's one way to do it. Here's another example. My video is cut off here, but cuts the text a little bit, but this is the first author's last name, the year of publication, page 276. If you are using a website, let's say that this Johnson 2013 is a website, it would say PARA, period, and then this would be the 7th paragraph from the top, and you count the number of paragraphs. So instead of page numbers on a website, it's PARA, period, paragraph number from the top, and whatever number that is. There's the example there. Other types of examples here you can see. Notice that the page number is always after the direct quote. You should really limit the number of direct quotes that you use. Only if the way that the information is presented, you can't make it any more concise and it's just perfectly listed, then you use direct quote. But to me, it's lazy if I see a student paper or presentation or whatnot, and it's direct quote after direct quote after direct quote. You should be paraphrasing. And if it's just paraphrased, then you don't need a page number. You just use the citation of where you got it from. Now, greater than 40 words, a direct quote. If this was a research paper, you would do an indentation for the direct quote without quotation marks, and then the page number or paragraph number, whatever that might be. But for discussion assignments, things like that, you don't need to worry about indentations. But that is how you do a direct quote greater than 40 words. There's another example from the Purdue Owl, I believe. No quotation marks this for paper. So let's check your understanding. Do you need a page number for paraphrased quotes? No, you don't. But for direct quotes, you do. So hopefully you knew the answer to that. Number 2, how do you write an in-text citation for 3 or more authors? Big hint. What phrase do you use? Et al. Other way to list it, at the end of the sentence. And number 3, how do you write an in-text citation for a 2-author source? Well, that's a trick question. If it's mid-sentence, what do you use? AND, or at the end of a sentence, the and sign for 2 authors. Okay? Reach out to me with questions. Follow me on Twitter.